There you go.
BoxingScene.com at Foxwoods Casino, where Acelino Freitas takes on Zahir Rahim in an HBO televised fight. And with me I have HBO's unofficial announcer and scorekeeper, Harold Lederman. Harold, this past Saturday, we witnessed Vladimir Klitschko take the championship from Chris Byrd. Tell us about that fight.
Well, Vladimir looks great, but he'll look great against anybody that can't punch. The question is, what's going to happen when he gets in there against a real puncher again? I still think he's a bit gun-shy. I still think he tends to grab when he sees you coming, But he did look sensational. Chris wasn't Chris. He doesn't bob and weave anymore. He used to be a very elusive guy, and really he just stood there and got beat up. So right now Vladimir looks like the best guy out there, but we got to see what happens when he gets in with a real big puncher. And there's a couple of real big punches out there. The Abrigimov guys, and Calvin Brock can punch. Certainly Samuel Peter showed on Friday night he can punch like a bloody blue mule. So, there's a lot of punches out there. We got to see how Vladimir reacts, because since the Corey Sanders fight, I really get the impression that he may be a little bit gun-shy, but it remains to be seen. In the meantime, a lot of hot rumors going around that they're trying to talk Lennox Lewis and Vitaly Klitschko both into coming out of retirement to fight each other again. So, that's a hot rumor. And then, of course, we got Calvin Brock on Boxing After Dark, June the 24th, fighting Timur Ibragimov. So, the heavyweight division's heating up, getting interesting.
Right. Harold, you gave Chris Byrd the first round. What did he do in your eyes to deserve that round?
He scored the only meaningful punches at a round. I mean, he caught most of Vladimir's jabs with his glove, and he landed a couple of really nice body shots. I think if anybody did anything meaningful, it was Byrd. But after that, it was all Vladimir. Vladimir was just too big. I mean, somebody made a very interesting point. If you watch the statistics, they both had a equal arm length supposedly, but they measure that. They measure it from the shoulder to the tip of the guy's your hand, to the tip of the guy's fingers, and the guy standing straight up. But nobody just stands straight up. You don't stand right in front of the other guy. The other guy doesn't stand straight in front of you. When they got into a boxing stance and Chris went to throw a right jab, it was way short as compared to Vladimir Klitschko's left jab. So without question, when the two guys got in the ring, the reach wasn't equal at all. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So, it's interesting. You watch the tail of the tape, but sometimes it doesn't tell you the truth.
Out that way, yeah. Maybe you gave Byrd the first round because Vladimir didn't throw any right hands in the first round. But when he did throw it in the second round, oh, what a shot.
Oh, yeah. There's no question. I mean, Vladimir, when he gets in with a guy that can't hurt him, he's not the least bit scared. I think what really hurt Vladimir was that Corey Sanders knockout. I mean, he got knocked out viciously by Corey Sanders. I mean, he made a huge mistake. He walked out. He stood in front of a southpaw who could really crack, and he got hit on a jaw. And it wound up that he went down 4 times in 2 rounds. And to tell you the truth, I don't think I'm watching the same fighter since. We all saw what happened with DeVarrow Williamson. He got knocked down with a jab. We saw what happened with Layman Brewster. He's a bit timid when it comes to punches. We saw the Samuel Peter fight where he just absolutely fought him like an octopus. I mean, anytime Samuel Peter got anywhere near him, he was all around him, holding him, grabbing him, doing anything he could to stop, Samuel Peter from hitting him on the jaw. He just seems to have that shyness. Now Emmanuel Stewart is arguing vehemently with me that that he's not afraid anymore, that he's not gun shy, but hey, it remains to be seen. There's a lot of real big punches in the heavyweight division. I like that Ruslan Chagayev, the Russian that very few people have seen. He was the world amateur champion. He's a huge puncher. He doesn't punch as hard as Ernie Shavers, but he's a huge puncher. And as I say, the Abrigimov brothers can both punch, so you got a lot of punches in that heavyweight division. I'm really curious to see what Vladimir is going to do when he gets in with somebody that can crack. I mean, one thing's for sure, we're never going to see him fight his brother. His brother won't take the fight. I did speak to his brother over in Germany, and I said, Vitaly, I said, are you going to come back and fight Lennox Lewis? He said, Harold, he said, the only one I'd come back to fight is Lennox Lewis, but he said, in truth, his knee still hurts him. And, that was the problem. He retired because of a bad knee, and he really can't run, So if his knee does bother him, I don't think he can come back, but we'll see what happens within the next 6 months. And, I know Lennox can get back in shape if he was motivated. And with the amount of money out there for a Vitaly Lennox return bout, I really think they might just do it.
Right. Hasim Rahman is slated to defend his WBC heavyweight title against the guy to knock him out of the ring, Oleg Moskayev. Give us your assessment of that fight.
Well, I love the job that Victor Valley Jr. is doing with Oleg Moskayev. I mean, we all remember his dad, the late Victor Valley Sr., who worked with, Jerry Cooney, among others. Victor had fighters for so many years, had guys like Pete Toro and David Melendez, and you could go on and on and on. Gennaro Baby Soto. He had so many good fighters over the years. And now Victor Jr. is following in his dad's footsteps, and he's doing a sensational job with Moskayev. Moskayev's on a winning streak. He did beat Sunil Sam in the WBC elimination to become the number one contender, and it looks like he's going to get a shot at that WBC heavyweight title. And of course, he better not knock Hasim Rahman into Jim Lampley's lap again. Jim Lampley learned what it's like to be a boxing judge when he seen a heavyweight come flying through the ropes, coming right at him. Now, I always told him, Jim, get the hell out of there if you see some heavyweight coming through the ropes, because they're going to crush you to death. Right. But in that first fight, Moskayev, hit him that big right hand and knocked him dead. He knocked him right through the ropes into Lampley's lap. I mean, it was the second coming of Dempsey Firpo in the first round when Dempsey went flying out of the ring. But I'm looking forward to it. It should be an exciting fight. I believe it's scheduled for July, HBO pay-per-view. Right. And, Moskayev can crack it. He is on a winning streak.
What do you think about the chances of there being 4 champions from Eastern Europe?
Well, we got 3 now, so, what the heck? I mean, if Moskayev, if Victor Valley Jr. does get Moskayev in good enough shape to beat Rahman the second time, we'll go have 4. And so we'll start seeing Russians defending against Russians, I mean, boxing is going to become like hockey. You won't be able to pronounce the names.
Harold Lederman, talk to us tonight about Zahir Rahim, Acelino Freitas, and the return of Boxing After Dark.
Well, this is a brand new series we're starting tonight, HBO Boxing After Dark, all new announcers. Max Kellerman, the aforementioned Lennox Lewis, who has a Fran Charles, who worked for HBO on KO Nation, doing blow by blow. It should be interesting. As far as the 2 fighters go, Zahir Rahim absolutely put on one of the most amazing boxing performances I've ever seen. I mean, he was the second coming of Willie Pep the night that he outboxed Eric Morales. Nobody thought that Eric Morales could get outboxed the way he did, I mean, Zahir took at least 10 out of the 12 rounds easily. He was beautiful. I mean, he circled, he boxed, he jabbed. He threw 5-6 jabs every time he let his hand go. I mean, the guy's really something special. Acelino Freitas, I loved him when he was a puncher. Lately, he's been boxing. I mean, the Arturo Gregorian fight up here was a little bit dull because he won it by boxing. I used to like him early in his career when he'd come to fight, when he was a real slugger. But everybody's been on him for that. And tonight he says he's going to come out punching. So we'll see what style Freitas uses, and if he can get close to the kid from Philadelphia, who's a great boxer and has been totally underutilized by Top Rank, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's been quite some time since he beat Morales, and Top Rank hasn't gotten him a fight yet. So I'm glad to see him back in the ring. Zahir Rahim really deserves this fight tonight on HBO Boxing After Dark. I think it's going to be a great fight.
Harold Lederman, as always, we appreciate the time, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.